In this video, we'll talk about how Dogecoin and the entire market is quickly shifting and why it might be your last chance before it changes dramatically. Hello guys, and welcome back to Crypto Fire, where we talk about Dogecoin, cryptocurrency, and investing. So, the whole crypto market is back above the $2 trillion market cap. We're seeing it well above $2 trillion at $2.17 trillion, and we're seeing Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin rise by at least 5 to 10% in just a matter of days. Bitcoin's price recently rose back over 47K again, and it's staying above a critical support around 47,500. We witnessed over $270 million liquidated in a couple of hours after this happened, and it really killed all the bears. So basically the bulls are truly gaining control of the crypto market right now. Now, let's talk about how Dogecoin is doing right now. So, it is settling beneath a key support zone ranging from 21 to 23 cents. If it goes above 23 cents, it will almost certainly revisit the 50% Fibonacci retracement level at 27 cents. But if it fails to convert the 23 cents barrier into a support floor, it indicates that buying pressure is low. But considering everything that's been happening for it, I think it'll definitely go above 23 cents. Look at this. Crypto investors are no longer afraid. So, institutions and people are buying Bitcoin and Ethereum like crazy, and this is having a huge influence on the whole crypto market. Anytime Bitcoin and Ethereum are pumping and moving, they move up the entire crypto ecosystem. We're also seeing the stock market starting to have a very strong comeback, and it started on the first day of October. This just implies that October is going to be insane for cryptos. The coming 90 days are going to completely blow your mind. I warned you a few days ago that when people start getting scared and panicked, it is the best time to purchase. When the media is pushing all of this nonsense and things look like they're going to zero, and people are saying Dogecoin is going to 5 cents, that's when you want to go greedy. This is because when the prices are so low, it is exactly when the whales begin to purchase. Basically, we've gone from fear to greed in the blink of an eye, and when people get very greedy, things start pumping like crazy and start moving in the crypto markets. That is when you start to see huge pumps for Dogecoin, and this is the time you see Ethereum and Bitcoin break all-time highs. Now, let's look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. So we were in extreme fear last week, and now we're back in the neutral zone, and it looks like we are just a day or two away from being in greed and excessive greed. Now, the last time the market was in extreme greed, cryptos were actually on the verge of breaking all-time highs, but then we had all of that market manipulation to keep that from occurring. But now, I believe all of that nonsense and trickery has been exhausted. That's why we're seeing China news and other pieces of news that would have caused cryptocurrencies to collapse even more aren't having much of an impact on the markets. Now we're witnessing the strength of cryptocurrencies continue to rise even when there is FUD, and this demonstrates that the market's power is truly rising. And I think that might potentially be a purchase indication for you. Still, I'd like to remind you that I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice, so you should definitely do proper research before investing anything into crypto. Let's look at the chart of Crypto Fear and Greed Index for a minute. We can see a tremendous pump, and you can see how quickly we went from fear to greed. Cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin can pump very quickly, and when there's this amount of individuals who are in it who weren't in it months before, things can move a lot quicker. Now, let's look at some more news that'll bring in a huge influx of institutional investors into the market. The Grayscale Trust is about to go insane. If you don't know, it's essentially a stock that can be purchased on the stock market. They recently introduced $500 million of Solana so that individuals on the stock market can buy Solana without needing to possess a crypto wallet or utilize a crypto exchange. This implies that a lot more institutional investors will now go into Solana, which will cause Solana to skyrocket. So, when institutions begin to acquire a cryptocurrency, particularly an altcoin, that is a good indicator that you should start buying. This proves that Solana isn't simply a passing fad, but is here to stay. Another thing is the stock-to-flow model from Plan B. So Plan B is a handle on Twitter from whom a lot of people get information. This guy is an expert in on-chain data analysis for cryptos, and he has been consistently correct for many years. He has been calling cycle peaks for Bitcoin, letting us know when the top is and when the bottom is. Right now, based on this chart, he believes that we have at least 6 months left in this second leg of the bull run and that we are far from the peak of the cycle. He claims that he believes Bitcoin will be worth $63K in this month of October. This is significant since this is the same man who projected that Bitcoin's price will end the month of August at $47K, and that is exactly what happened. He forecasted that by the end of September 2021, the price of Bitcoin will be $43K, and that's exactly what happened there too. He devised the stock-to-flow model, which helps him make so many correct forecasts that we need to pay attention to. Now, there's no way to be certain 100% of the time, but the point is that the reality is not far off from his predictions. So this is definitely something we need to think about and consider. As I said, he predicts that Bitcoin will be worth $63K by the end of October, $98K by the end of November, and $135K by the end of December. And all of that is really encouraging. Another good news was that the National Postal Service in Switzerland has recently launched their first ever crypto stamp in the form of an NFT on Polygon. And it is really exciting to see major corporations and large nations working together. Right now, big nations across the world are starting to utilize NFT, and we're really just seeing version 1 of this where they're utilizing NFT as digital replacements for stamps. So right now, we're in generation 1 of NFT. Ultimately, we'll get to generation 2 and 3, which means they'll become a lot more practical and helpful in the long run. So far, we can see that the Swiss crypto stamp is really just a digital replica of a physical stamp. It will be saved on the Polygon blockchain. You can trade it on the OpenSea, which is extremely exciting to watch. And because of all this, I'm anticipating huge things for NFT in the future, not just with governments, but also with businesses and people. Now, let's talk about Ethereum, since it also has a pretty significant impact on Doge. The future of Ethereum appears to be bright. Right now, it has broken beyond 3,000 per coin, and one thing that is happening is that all Ethereum exchange reserves are starting to decrease. This is a highly positive indicator for crypto, implying that we may see a supply squeeze as more people begin to purchase. If there is less Ethereum on exchanges and more people are attempting to acquire it, supply and demand on exchanges will be reduced. As more people desire to buy, the price will rise even quicker. And then there's ETH 2.0, which also makes me quite optimistic about Ethereum. And another bullish news was that El Salvador Volcanoes have officially begun mining Bitcoin. The reason it matters is that many people in the financial world are concerned about how much energy it takes to mine crypto. And with this new effort from El Salvador's president to mine Bitcoin from energy from volcanoes, it essentially makes mining Bitcoin much cleaner and much better for the environment. So we'll see more initiatives like this that use much more clean energy to mine Bitcoin, and ultimately, this will attract some big institutional investors because they like to invest in clean energy and renewable energy. Now, let's talk about some bad news from today. So, Coinbase announced a major malicious assault on user accounts, resulting in the loss of money for over 6,000 clients. And that is definitely not good news because Coinbase sees a lot of Doge trading and we don't want them to get in trouble. But being one of the biggest exchanges out there, I'm sure they'll figure it out. Now, I'd just like to tell you why I'm so optimistic about where we're going right now. If you go to the Dollar Tree right now, you will find that most products cost more than $1. So what that actually tells me is that inflation is starting to hit hard in the United States right now, and we can see that the dollar store is no longer a dollar store. So this just implies that a dollar doesn't buy much, and this is the biggest indication of the rising inflation. We'll probably see Burger King and McDonald's prices rise as well, and then the gas costs will rise, and some of your favorite grocery store goods will become more costly. It's extremely fantastic for crypto because when there's a lot of inflation, people search for safe havens in areas where they can hedge against inflation. And as a result, more and more people will get into crypto. You can earn more money in crypto than you can in traditional markets such as gold, the S&P 500, equities, and bonds. As a result, we're seeing an increasing number of people invest in cryptocurrency right now. And this is really bullish news for the entire market. So, I think this is not the time to buy into the FUD. This is the time to do the exact opposite. And this is it for today's video. Thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking and sharing it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications for daily videos on Dogecoin and cryptocurrency. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. Goodbye. Take care.